poprzednim odcinku.
Alan Wake? Nie przetłumaczyli tego. No, szkoda. Moi drodzy, w nawiedzonym metrze jesteśmy dalej. W odcinku Alana Wake'a 2, który mam nadzieję przywitacie kciukiem w górę, jako że kontynuujemy naszą wyjątkową przygodę. W nadziei, że nic się tym razem nie zabije. Nie otworzyłam się jakaś szczególna ścieżka. Raczej cały czas chcą, byśmy błądzili tutaj. To jest powrót, ok. Czyli nic ciekawego. Czyli musimy zmienić totalnie tok myślenia i zmienić scenę. Bowiem ewidentnie to nie pasuje. Zaginiony agent Władcy Światła. Masz ci los. To mnie nadal nie ustawia.
The hole had changed into the murder cult's hideout.
No proszę.
The cultists were close now, a dark presence rising from the depths.
Pisarz słowa pierwszego, ostatnie, cień pada. Oko otwiera, potrzeba zbierę tu, przecież spotkało. Pisarz ostatnie, cień pada, okej. No dobra. To sobie wymyślili skurczybyki, nie? Tylko w takim razie... Co ze mną? Nie chcę, bym wyszedł.
Alan Wake. I'm lost in the night.
Tędy wyjdę. A tego raczej nie chcą. Czy ja mam nowe słowo? Dobrze pamiętam? Tak. Słowa broni. Ruletka. Czuł jak szczęśliwy. Nowy Jork zawsze się zmienia. No zmienia, zwłaszcza w chwili, gdy my zmieniamy rzeczywistość. Co wobec tego zrobić? Tego nie zauważyłem.
The Fed had witnessed something here that made him run scared. Whether the summoning ritual had been a bona fide supernatural event or the mass psychosis of stark raving lunatics, it didn't change the facts. The cult was messing with things no one should mess with.
The ritual was a vital part of the story, the key to reaching the murder site. The plot element I found would drive the story forward. The thread will create something tender in the scene, but it's what the story needed.
Okej. Nie mogę wyjść. Nie bardzo mam też wizję żadną, czy pole do popisu. I co teraz? Dziwne, czyżbym miał się wrócić? I wypróbować tę scenę gdzie indziej? Nie mam pojęcia. Może się trochę cofnę? Tak. No pewnie. Dokąd teraz? Nie tutaj, tutaj. No właśnie. Oddaj na chwilę.
Alan Wake. Wake. Wake.
Tu nie ma żadnych fantów ukrytych? Serio? O kurde.
Come on!
Dawaj rzeczy. No pewnie, że są. Słowo działania. Z przyjemnością przyjmę. A szafek i lodówek nie otworzę. O, szkoda. Tam też nic nie ma dla mnie? Jest, to proszę. Bateria. Niech ci będzie, gro. Nic ciekawego. Górna platforma. To może oznaczać jedno, że tam w pociągu było coś ciekawego.
Turns out the cultists weren't the only ones using the tunnels. Hidden graffiti signs marked secret routes. I kept hearing whispers around burn barrels and underground society. Hidden knowledge. Typical New York.
Typowy Nowy Jork, mówisz. Typowy Nowy Jork, próbowałem przez chwilę zabić gołą ręką. Night Springs. Dobra, przyszedłem tutaj, wyczytałem. Nic tu nie ma w sumie. Trochę szkoda. No dobra. Tam mogę pójść do górnej platformy. Musimy się wrócić na chwilę. Bo jeżeli tu coś było, to nie chcę tego opuścić. Baterie. Cholerne baterie. No świetnie. Dawaj światło drugie. Zabieram, nie oddam i idę sobie. Ale numer, nie? Słowo? Tak jest. Słowo działania. Obrażenia zadawane wrogom. Z małej odległości. Okej, nie wiem jak wy, jestem gotów się stąd wynosić. To jest spacer do góry, a tu? Dzięki. Aż nawet szafki żadnej nie ma? Nie no, wstydzilibyście się, nie? Wydostałem się. Ło, tu jestem, ale jaja. Dobrze myślę, gdzie jestem? Tak. Dobra. Teraz ustawić scenę. Tutaj? Jedna. Pytanie, czy jedyna? To nie było tu. To było tam. Tunel jest teraz odblokowany? Okej. O nie.
The dark presence. Fuck!
Niedobrze. No, pinechę. Co już? Wytłukł wszystko i koniec?
I couldn't hear the dark presence. It was gone.
Ale jak mi ładnie tunel wyrył, nie? Kurde blade.
The tunnel was open now. I could get through.
Otwarty to mało powiedziane. Jest za mną, prawda? Cholera, są mają zasady numer 1 horrorów. Nie odwracać się. O.
The dark presence. I had seen it before. I remembered now. It was always out there, hunting me.
No zawsze, to fakt. Rzucał we mnie samochodami. W jedynce. Dosłownie. Ojej. Dajemy radę jak na razie. Jest nieźle. O kurde blade. Będzie walka jak z bossem? Czy to jest rytuał? To jest rytuał kolejny. Kto tym razem?
Somehow the victim's heart was the key. Something had shifted. I felt an overwhelming closeness to home. An FBI agent? Who are you?
What is this? Who are you?
She can hear me.
I'm Saga Anderson, FBI. Help me get you.
This is Alan Wake. I'm trapped here. The dark place. Under Cauldron Lake.
Not Cauldron Lake. Where are you?
I'm trying to escape. I'm making progress, but I'm in danger. The dark presence. Help me. Please, help me. I could sense it. I was closer to home. Had the woman in the vision helped me somehow? Something had changed. Outside. Parliament Tower. Where I'd lived with Alice. It was out there. Waiting for me.
Nice. Aż ta gra postępuje pięknie, nie? Kurde blade. Mieszkanie w Parliament Tower. Okej. Rozumiem, że tędy. Jedyna droga.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
Autor słowa pierwszego, ostatniego nie napisze, boi się światła strasznego, dzień pada wśród ciszy, trzecie oko się otwiera, niech nastanie noc. Potrzeba zbiera, by pisać moc. To rytuał, który wskaże ci drogę, pod twoją nieobecność twoi przyjaciele spotkają jego.
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget, marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
Gdzie wyjdziemy? Parliament Tower Plaza. No patrzcie go. Jakbym chciał wejść do niego, to jak? A, okej. Słowo broni. Dziękuję. Wyjście. A tu? Żadnych fantów.
The station had changed. I was closer now.
Wcale nie uważam, że to jest dobry pomysł. Najpierw dawaj. Kurde, dużo nabojów. To był dobry pomysł. Aha. No dobra. Ryzykuję. Zabiorę to światełko i idę. A nuż mi się 3 przydadzą to na dworze, nie?
Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape. Time loses meaning here. How long have I been trying to escape? Long enough for Alice to think I'm dead.
Dobra. Spójrz na mapę, stary. Jest okej. Poczyszczone w większości. The Dark Place. O nie. Do tego żałował, prawda?
Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, She knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Czy Alice się wydostała? To by wychodziło na to, że American Nightmare jest w kanonie. Nawiedzenie. O kurde.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice! Alice,
Wybierz zdjęcia plakatów na wystawie.
this is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
Ich mieszkanie wygląda inaczej niż wtedy, kiedy w jedynce w nim byliśmy, prawda?
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
Zupełnie inne mieszkanie, ale jaja.
Alice's video camera. No memory card inside.
Nagrania sztuka dok na ekranie, na ekranach wiele. Punkt centralny leża mroku. Okej. Część pierwsza.
Part 1. What was Alice working on?
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. It's easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking, voices. Alan was back. Haunting me.
Czy tylko mnie niepokoi ta lampka z tyłu, która miga?
Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why? I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing this story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing it.
Trochę jak w Twin Peaks, gdzie Bob przejmował kontrolę nad poszczególnymi osobami i za ich sprawą czynił złe rzeczy.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time...
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the dark place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Mr. Wake. Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the dark place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
I w ten sposób Rose wiedziała o córce, prawda?
It's insane. And there's so much of it.
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something? Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
Coś nowego? O kurde, mamy.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Mamy tego od cholery. Trzeba się temu wszystkiemu przyjrzeć. W każdym razie, moi drodzy, zrobiliśmy ogromny postęp. Ja z kolei mam nadzieję, że odcinek się wam podobał. Jeżeli tak, proszę pamiętajcie o kciuku w górę. Nie zapomnijcie o subskrypcji i dzwoneczku, wtedy żaden was nie ominie, a ode mnie w tym odcinku. To tyle. Mam nadzieję, że się wam podobało. Pamiętajcie, że moje odcinki powstają dzięki wsparciu patronu z Patronite'a. Link do niego macie na ekranie i poniżej. Moją stronkę, na której są top listy, mojego Instagrama, Facebooka i wszystkie inne fajne miejsca znajdziecie oczywiście w opisie. No i raz jeszcze pamiętajcie o kciuku w górę, bo to nic nie kosztuje, a bardzo wspiera kanał. Dzięki za uwagę, moi drodzy, i do miłego usłyszenia.